Yo guys, how's it going? Moto here. Welcome back to another CRF450L Supermoto build video. In this video, we're going to be cleaning up the bike's frame, swing arm, and subframe. So I have the swing arm right back there and the subframe, and then I have the frame outside already. And yeah, basically we're going to hit these aluminum parts with some degreaser and some aluminum brightener, and we're going to get these looking brand new. And I thought I'd make a video kind of showing you guys how to restore an aluminum frame on a dirt bike. So yeah, if you guys remember my YZ125 build, I made a very similar video to this one, and it's going to be more or less the same process, so let's get right into it. So as you guys can see here, we're working with a very dirty, very crusty frame. Look at that oil and grease buildup there on the inside. The dirtiest part of the frame is definitely here on the left side where the chain drivetrain is. You could tell a lot of chain lube and oil just got flung off the chain and never properly cleaned up, so it just kind of built up to where we have a really thick layer of grease right there. Just a bunch of grease just sitting right in that one spot. And the rest of the frame is just pretty consistently dirty, not really too shiny anymore. This bike is a 2019, so it's already 6 years old. So I definitely think we're going to make some really good progress cleaning up this frame. There's a lot of cleaning for us to do, so let's get started. Alrighty guys, and here's everything I will be using to clean up this frame. Starting at the left here, we have some simple green degreaser. We're going to use this to clean the frame and get all the gunk and grease off of it. Here I have some Purple Power aluminum brightener. I went with this stuff just because it's all that a local O'Reilly's had in stock. I'll be diluting this as well. So the simple green right now I have just diluted 1:1 with water, and then we'll be diluting this a little bit later once we're done cleaning it. But that's what I'll be using for the Brightener. And then over here on the right side here, I just have a red Scotch Brite pad. If you guys are familiar with these Prime MX cleaning wheels, that's what this one is. And then over here I have just a little green Scotch Brite. This is just for any more intricate, harder to reach areas. And then I also have a little brush. Here just a kind of larger brush, and then a smaller brush that we can use to clean things like bolt holes and whatnot. So again, first step, we're going to go in and get this frame completely cleaned and degreased using our simple green degreaser here. Any real degreaser works as long as it's not overly harsh for aluminum, and because we are working in direct sunlight, we got to be very careful not to let any of these products dry on the frame because it could etch the frame. So yeah, again, we have this diluted down to 1 part simple green, 1 part water. Let's get to cleaning. Also make sure guys, when you're dealing with harsh chemicals and cleaners and whatnot, you take care of your skin and definitely wear some gloves. Alrighty guys, so we have the frame degreased. As you can see, there's still a lot of aluminum staining throughout the frame, a lot of pitting, and that's just corrosion. But the frame itself is completely clean and degreased. There's no longer any grease buildup on it. So I quickly did a little test area here, and as you guys can see, this one little spot looks nice and shiny. And yeah, that is the little test spot for our aluminum brightener here. Always good to do a little test spot just to make sure your product's safe on your material. And here I'm going to be rocking a 2:1 ratio for the dilution. So going to be 2 parts water to 1 part of our aluminum brightener here. And yeah, that should work pretty well for us. So I think for the aluminum brightener step here, I'm going to start kind of at the bottom areas of the frame, and then I'll probably end up doing the frame spars last, just because those areas are the parts that you can see the most. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely take my time with those a little bit more, and we'll just start here with the lower parts of the frame, and then we'll just work our way around. And yeah, it should be pretty good. Again, we're using the aluminum brightener, and then we have some Scotch Brites. I'm probably mostly going to be using this red one. But I also have this green one for tight areas, and then a brush if I need it. And yeah, let's get this thing looking nice and bright. We're going to be very careful throughout this whole process to make sure we don't actually let this product dry on the frame. So I'm going to spray it on, you know, hit it with the Scotch Brite, and pretty much rinse it off right away. Alrighty guys, so we've got the whole frame scrubbed down, and our first round of aluminum brightener has been applied and it looks pretty good. Now here for this last step, I'm going to increase the concentration of our aluminum brightener. So this is going to be a 1-part water to brightener solution, so 1-to-1. And yeah, here I've moved into the shade because this is going to be a more aggressive mix for the aluminum brightener. And then yeah, I'm just going to go over everything with the Scotch Brite, mainly the main areas. I've pretty much done, you know, getting all the little nooks and crannies in the frame. So mainly just going to go over the main areas with a slightly more aggressive mix with the brightener, and that should give us a really nice consistent final finish. Alrighty guys, and just with a little bit or maybe a lot of elbow grease, our frame looks brand spanking new. Heck yeah. Alrighty guys, so we got the frame all done and cleaned up. I have it sitting right over there, just chilling. Unfortunately, that is going to be all the time we have for today to work on the frame. We still have to do the swing arm and the subframe, which will definitely be a little bit quicker. There's a lot less little crevices to clean in there, so the swing arm and the subframe will definitely go a little quicker. I'll see you guys in probably a day or two when I have more time to work on the bike. Alrighty guys, so it is a day later. Just yesterday we got that frame looking brand spanking new back there, and have a little bit of free time today. So today my goal is to knock out the swing arm as well as the subframe right back there. If anything, they should be a little quicker to knock out just because they are smaller parts, and especially the swing arm is a lot of flat surfaces. So it'll be a lot easier to Scotch Brite and whatnot. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all we're gonna do. Get these frame parts cleaning kind of batch bundle thing finished up. Unfortunately, earlier today I actually drove to 2 different machine shops to see if they could get that broken swing arm adjuster bolt out. The first one tried, unfortunately they weren't able to get it out, and the second one didn't, just kind of, I got the vibes that they didn't really want to mess with it, and it was kind of close to their closing time, so that's fine. There are some other options. We have 2 other options. We can do a helicoil kit, and then if that doesn't work, we can also do another kit. I'll probably put the kits on the screen of what I'm kind of referencing to, but I'm not worried at all. You know, we're not out of options. I just wanted to see if a machine shop could get it out and see if we could reuse the original threads. If not, and of course we can't, not a big deal. There's 2 other options that we're gonna have before, you know, we can really start panicking. But today we can definitely get the swing arms shined up and looking nice and pretty. Same thing with the subframe. And you know, little delays are just gonna happen. It's what happens when you buy projects to work on in your garage. So at the end of the day, this was a used dual sport dirt bike, whatever you want to call it. And there are bound to be little hiccups and bumps for something that's not brand new, or with any car build, dirt bike build, motorcycle build. There's always gonna be small setbacks. Not a big deal. We're not gonna let those get us down. Let's do what we can do right now. So you guys saw the frame the other day, looking real pretty, still looks real good. Here we have the subframe right here, and then we have the swing arm right over here. Honestly, not terrible condition, just not very bright. We definitely can make some progress with the Brightener. Now this swing arm is not perfect. It was a kind of dual sport trail bike, and the last owner used it out on the trails. So it does have some marks, some scuffs on it. A lot of this stuff won't really come out with what we're gonna be doing today. But the goal is to make it all look a little bit better. You know, I'm not shooting for perfect. At the end of the day, this is a used dirt bike or a used dual sport. It's a used bike. It's a 2019. It's already 6 years old. I am not really striving for absolute perfection. I'm just striving for pretty dang good. And a lot of this stuff, once the aluminum's nice and bright, we won't even really see it. Especially if you just step back just a couple feet, you can barely see it. So I'm really not too worried about these little wear and tear marks. You know, it is what it is. And then there's that broken off bolt. The machine shop kind of tried a little bit. Now what's very difficult about this bolt is you have very limited access to it. You can see where the drill was kind of tapping on the edge of the swing arm here. Again, I'm not too worried about these little small cosmetic imperfections, but you can see they kind of tried to drill out that bolt a little bit and try and get it back out. It was pretty stuck. I soaked it in penetrant for a couple days, but clearly it doesn't really want to leave that hole. So yeah, we'll see exactly what we end up doing there. Probably just going to drill it out, put a helicoil in it, and call it a day. And then the other day I was actually trying to swap the fuel pump from our IMS gas tank, which is a higher capacity than our stock tank. I was trying to go back to the stock tank and swap the fuel pump over. I bolted it up and I actually noticed it was leaking a little bit, and I believe I don't have all the seals for it. I don't know if the IMS tank used a different kind of seal or what, but I just ordered a whole fuel filter kit so we can replace our, I'm assuming what is an OEM fuel filter, 6 years old already, and we're gonna get all new seals and all that good stuff. So hopefully once that comes in, our fuel tank setup will be good. I did want to go back to the stock tank just because it's a little lower capacity, which, believe it or not, I'm actually looking for, because I'm not looking to ride this bike super long distances. I want something that's a little bit lighter, a little bit more agile, and kind of a little more of a closer to stock look. And if I'm being completely honest, this tank is pretty dang trick, guys. It's made out of titanium, which I think is really dope. But yeah, enough rambling, guys. Let's go ahead and get these parts prepped up. So first we're going to do the exact same thing as we did with the frame, pretty much same exact steps. Hit it with some simple green, get it nice and clean, and then we'll hit it with our aluminum brightener. Today I might just go straight to the second dilution ratio I used yesterday, just because it seemed to just make a lot quicker work of the aluminum in terms of brightening it up. But yeah, let's get right into this. And to make things even more interesting, I just put this subframe here on this table that I'm going to use to clean it, and it looks like it's actually a little bit bent. Let me show you guys. So yeah, this bike is definitely keeping things interesting. Now I'm not 100% sure, like I can't tell you for sure that that's not how it's supposed to be. I'm pretty sure it's just a little bit bent, and if that's the case, it's not a big deal. Dirt bike subframes bend all the time. I've bent subframes myself back when I had my YZ85 a long time ago, and most of the time you really just bend them back and just make sure they're not cracked after you bend them back. So in the case that this one is actually bent, and we'll find out once we actually do put the bike back together, it's not gonna be a big deal. As we're reassembling it, we're just gonna bend it back. But yeah, this bike's definitely making things interesting right now. Alrighty guys, and just like that, our parts are all clean. So our swing arm, our subframe, and our frame are all looking brand new. And honestly, I'm very happy with the end result here. The frame turned out great. Subframe turned out great, and swing arm looks really good as well. We still do have to fix that stuck chain adjuster bolt in the swing arm. That is something we still do have to do. But I'm gonna save that for another time. I'm gonna have to get some additional parts on order. Again, it's just what you get when you have a project bike like this. And yeah, everything else though turned out great. Frame, subframe, swing arm. Although they're not completely perfect, they have some wear and tear on them. They look really dang good, and they're gonna look really good once the bike is all put back together. Only thing I'm gonna do here tonight that I have left to do is I'm gonna throw some grease in that swing arm pivot bearing. So I'm just gonna re-grease those real quick, just because we had the swing arm all wet with cleaners and stuff. I don't want those to rust if there's, you know, not enough grease in them. So I'm gonna quickly re-grease these swing arm pivot bearings. I'll show you guys that, and then we'll probably cap it off. Alrighty y'all, so these swing arm pivots are all done, all freshly greased up. Everything went smoothly for that. Bearings are still in good condition. Definitely good that we re-greased them, though they definitely were due for a little bit of maintenance. But got those all dialed in. I even buffed the edges of the kind of inside spacers here, just because they started to develop a little bit of surface rust on the parts that are exposed once the swing arm's exposed, or once the swing arm's installed on the bike. So just gave those a quick little buff on the cleaning wheel over there, and now they look factory fresh. So yeah guys, that's all we really needed to do for this video. We got the swing arm, frame, and subframe all refreshed up. Greasing these bearings reminds me I also still need to go through and grease the actual linkage on the bike, or that will go on the bike. And we still have a lot of parts left to clean up and service. But yeah, that's gonna conclude it for this video, guys. Subscribe so you guys don't miss any upcoming CRF450L videos. I have some pretty awesome videos planned for this bike, so it should be a really good time. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.